Good morning, good day, and good afternoon. My name is Malima, and welcome to today's presentation. Today we will be focusing on child abuse prevention. Um, Child Abuse Prevention Month, which is celebrated in April here in South Africa, and myself and colleagues have come together to make this presentation for the greater population to publish it and make it out there in a YouTube video. Our goal is to break the silence around abuse in presenting.
What is child abuse or maltreatment? Child abuse is any act, physical, emotional, sexual, neglectful, or exploitative, that hurts a child's health, growth, or dignity, especially when done by someone the child trusts or depends on. Did you know? Violence against children is widespread, with 1 in 3 children reporting some form of maltreatment. Yet the child protection system is dysfunctional, and very few children receive protection and therapeutic services.
Child sexual abuse. It involves any sexual activity a child can understand, can't consent to. Here are the following sexual abuse indicators or signs: difficulty in walking or sitting, torn, stained, or bloody clothes.
Child emotional abuse. Damage to a child's mental well being through rejection. Child emotional abuse. Under indicators, we have withdrawal, failure to thrive, extremely poor self concept, speech disorder, development lags, and inability to relate to others. On the behaviors, we have withdrawal, neurotic traits, low self esteem, inability to relate to others, anxiety, overly adaptive behavior, depression, attention seeking behavior, lastly, neglect of appearance.
What is child physical abuse? Overview. Intentional use of force against the child causing harm to their health, growth, or dignity. It includes hitting, kicking, burning, poisoning, suffocating. Cultural acceptance of corporal punishment blurs the line, but assault is illegal. In South Africa, corporal punishment is banned in schools but still widely practiced. Indicators: unexplained bruises, welts, unexplained burns, bald spots and scalp bruises, unexplained abdominal injuries, unexplained lacerations, abrasions, fractures, bite marks. Behaviors: wary of adult contacts, behavioral extremes, apprehensive when other children cry, frightened of parents and afraid to go home, absence from school, particularly on Mondays, reports injury by parents, unbelievable explanations for injuries.
Next up, what we're talking about child neglect. So, neglect, we aren't talking more about poverty. No, we are speaking more on the willful lack of care of the child's physical and emotional needs. Right. This can include ignoring their health needs, their education, like not sending them to school, or not providing them with basic living accommodations, like for instance, a proper bedroom, a proper access to food, to water, to warmth, to shelter. That is what we are talking about with neglect, as neglect scars children's bodies, minds, and their futures. What indicators are we looking at when we're looking at child neglect? We are looking at constant hunger and poor hygiene. When a child comes into a school environment or an institution and they are constantly hungry or they're always in poor or bad hygiene, that is an indicator. Falling asleep in class, fatigue and restlessness, early arrival or leaving late, unattended physical problems, or saying there's no one to care for him or her. For behavioral, we're looking at withdrawal from social activities, such as not playing with their peers. They're often alone and not really engaging with the environment they're in. Conduct disorders, they're lashing out. They um always it's always hard to have them behave. Failure to thrive, perhaps they're struggling academically, socially, um, they're begging or they're stealing food, they have anxiety, they are exhibiting attention seeking behaviors, or even exhibiting signs of depression. These are the behaviors and the indicators we look at when we're looking at if a child is being neglected at home.
Several risk factors for child abuse and neglect. Substance abuse by caregivers, including during pregnancy, unemployment, exposure to intimate partner violence, poor child supervision due to lack of access to childcare and economic migration, inadequate housing, teenage childbearing, presence of a non-biological parent, male adults in households with children. These do not determine child maltreatment. These socio-economic and behavioral factors merely indicate increased likelihood that it will occur, primarily through stress on caregivers. The perpetrators of child maltreatment could be parents and other family members, or caregivers, friends, acquaintances, strangers, others in authority such as teachers, soldiers, police officers, and clergy, employers, healthcare workers, or other children.
What if I'm wrong? If you report suspected child abuse in good faith and it turns out there was no abuse, you won't be held liable for damages. But if you report with malicious intent, like trying to get revenge, you could face a civil lawsuit. Bottom line, protect the child, not your grudges.